we're Thank you for starting the recording. I think we're with our head full of inspiration after the presentation of Dr. Pechstein, and like all of this inspiration from biomimicry and future skills. What we're going to do now, we're going to go deeper into future skills. So the question that came to me like at the end of the previous presentation a bit spontaneously was really like, okay, so what future skills are really needed, especially for entrepreneurs? Like most of you are facing problems that you're trying to solve with your local communities. So like what future skills are really needed, and how can we learn them? That was the first question that came to my mind. So we're going to hear more about that in this session. And very briefly, we will really see what is this shift from traditional skills and future skills a bit more in detail, and how future skills can ensure also sustainability and drive social and economic change. And then how can they empower also the next generation? It's going to be a very interesting session as well. So also here, anytime you have questions, just type them in the chat. We will have a Q&A session at the end. And I'm pleased to then welcome our next expert, Professor Dr. Anabel Ternes von Hattburg. She is the CEO of Sustain Plus GmbH, but you are so much more. So you're a futurologist. You have been multiple times founders of various enterprises. You have been recognized as one of the top minds in sustainability and digitalization in Germany. You're also in many advisory boards in international organizations like Plan for Planet, UN, Ocean Decade. And also you have been supporting a lot of startups and companies all over the world to transform and to move into sustainability and digital world, so to say. It's a great pleasure to see you today, Anabel. Do you hear us?
I can hear you very well. Thank you so much, Maria, for such a great introduction. And I'm very happy to be here. So
hello.
Hi and hello. How many participants do we have now?
So I'm struggling one moment to present at the same time and look at the Zoom. So Sabir, can you show us how many participants do we have?
Currently, we have 17. So people are great. Yeah, let's hope a few more joins, or maybe on the way.
Okay.
And then we will also share the workshops, on online. So just so you know. But
okay,
the floor is yours, Dr.
So hey and hello. I mean, I normally wished could have seen you now in person, because then it's of course a completely different dynamics for asking questions. And I'm not sure, Maria, if you can assist me if there occur some questions from the people, because I think I will be a bit focused on the content and providing this content now for the next hour. I would love if you could drive some questions also, and I would love to give you an overview where I try to keep that short. I mean, we're talking about a topic which is a topic where you could talk about the whole day at least. And when you know my CV, you can imagine that I'm very enthusiastic about this topic, and it's not just a job for me what I'm doing, but it's a kind of my life mentor, or that what you really maybe call your life goal, to support the people finding themselves, to know how important it is to work together for our planet, for a world worth living in. So today it's about, as Maria already said, it's about future skills, and but it's even more. We are talking here about the idea how future skills develop impactful social businesses and addressing climate challenges. And I think this is important that we first know, of course, about what we are talking, where they are for, but even also what is good for what. And I heard that the question arises, which future skills do you need for which purpose? So, for example, for driving a startup. And I like it that way. Maria, correct me if this is not possible, but I like the idea if we can do that way that people, when there occurs a question, can raise their hand. And I'm happy to answer straight ahead, because I know that sometimes people are giving keynotes and you have a question in your head and then you think, oh, damn it, I have to leave it in my head for the next half an hour because I'm not allowed to ask now. So Maria, is this possible that if some...
Absolutely.
Great. So really, please don't hesitate and ask if there is a question, and I'm happy to answer or even try to answer. So if you would like to know more about me, Maria already introduced me very well. Thank you so much, Maria. I find it very hard to introduce myself. It ends up often in 10 minutes talk, as I've done so many things. But I'm very happy to see how it's possible to introduce me in a very short way. So talking about that, about the future skills, is also kind of hassle, because if we want to define future skills, then we could talk also days about it. Peter knows that better than anyone else. And these are the competencies that are essential for thriving in the 21st century and beyond. They include not just technical skills like digital literacy or data analysis, but also soft skills like creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and adaptability. These skills are becoming increasingly vital as the world rapidly evolves, driven by technology, globalization, and the urgent need for sustainability. So if we want to look deeper into future skills, then we find a very different assortment of skills which are necessary for not only a world worth living in, but also for ourselves, behavior, for our work, our circumstances. So future skills is something, is a kind of bouquet you need to live your life to the fullest, and following special values in this world for a better planet. And the current landscape is marked by unprecedented change. The traditional education system, which is focused on rote learning and fixed curriculum, is struggling to keep pace with the demands of the modern world. It's interesting because I remember that some people ask me, what is exactly the range of future skills? And remember that I had a discussion with Peter Spiegel, and he said, this is changing. And I mean, the people want something in a box. They want to have something. Oh, this is list of this 10. I just have to learn. That's it. But we're not living in a world like that. We're living in a developing world. We're living in a world of learners, which means that there's no start and there is no end. It's about progress. It's about learning. It's about staying in this learning situation. It is not about status or fact or just things which are there and you can't change it. This is important to know, because in a world which is changing, we need also future skills which are changing to adapt there. And this doesn't mean that we forget something or forget us. And we know this from agility. It is not, if you're agile and you are flexible, it doesn't mean that you're flexible to everything. Of course, it means that you should have your values and that you have your ground and your perspective of life, and don't go in the direction of each wind, which is going. But it means that you know how to work with differences, with new situations, with changing times, and that an adaptability is a kind of resilience, salutogenesis, how to avoid to get weak by having these crises around you. So we have career paths that were once linear, but these are now dynamic and unpredictable. And this environment, the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn is becoming more important than ever. What do I mean with unlearn? It is also about that we have all the living frames, patterns, which we learned, which are right from our perspective. But these keep us in a hamster wheel and make us also feeling that maybe a worse situation is better because we know that than a new situation where we have to adapt. Of course, it is about the energy we're involving in that, but this is about this idea. So in this environment, the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn is super important, and it's more important than ever. And it has nothing to do with our age, because the longer we learn, unlearn, and relearn, the younger we stay. I remember that my mother always says, when will you stop learning? You learned so many things, you got so many certificates. And I said, Mommy, it's not about certificates. It is about learning fresh things. It keeps my mind fresh and it keeps my emotions, body fresh. It is important for me to see the world always with new eyes, to stay neugierig, to stay in a kind of like a kid, which gives you the idea that you are always fresh in your mind. And this is important. So, for example, consider the impact of artificial intelligence and automation. These technologies are transforming industries at a breakneck pace, rendering some jobs obsolete while creating entirely new fields of work. Those equipped with future skills are not just surviving these changes, they are thriving. And this is important, because it shows that future skills is not something which is really like columns, which 3 columns and a roof on top of it. It is more like a caravan, but you know that the consistent values are under it. And important is that your future skills are for the learners, not about them, and not with the idea to make the best human resources out of them. It is the idea of future skills is to make the best version out of yourself. So get out of your potential, step into everything what you could be. And this is also about future skills. And of course, if I look into the question, Maria told me when I started what future skills you need for a startup, you can, and you can apply different future skills on different situations, on different different needs, different workplaces or private setups. So therefore, of course, you can drive this just for example, digital literacy. If we go further to the shift to a new mindset, it is important that we have here embracing future skills, which requires a new mindset. What do I mean with that? Peter knows that we both had different discussion with people which don't understand future skills. And what do I mean with that? I mean, future skills is not just a couple of skills which you put together to a nice bouquet, which are maybe fitting or not. Future skills is something, if you really want to understand them, then you understand that this is a couple of skills which is your ground and make you the person you are by unfolding the potential. So what does it need? If you start with the future skills with your old mindset, which is a more industrial mindset from the 19th century, from the industrial changes we had, then it is a completely other mindset as we're now talking about. And it's not just about these moving skills. It is not just about what is important. Check the needs at the workplace, check the needs from the companies. It is important to understand that the future skills open a completely new angle and idea about what we are talking about, what is important, because what is our goal? Is the goal that we want to have fully equipped companies, that everybody gets a job? Is this our goal with the future skills? Is our goal maybe that we have a green planet, green-blue planet, where we have no problems with plastic waste on the ocean and in terrestrial areas? Or what is the goal? And I think this is important to know, because this is driving our mindset. And often people don't think about this because they are so much and so deep in their small world. But important is that the future skills is not just standing alone. It is an expression of that, what we want to move in this world, which means why are we doing things? For what are we doing things? And we come to the point, as I said, that it is a special mindset, which is where the human stands in the forefront. It is about human, even and especially in this world of technology. Maybe that sounds a bit silly to you, or maybe that sounds funny to you, because we are thinking more and more in the idea that machines can replace people. But on the other hand, we see, and if we look deeper into that this is a human who makes a difference in each company. The consumer is not waiting for the great machines, most professional working machines. Of course, he finds the robots funny, interesting, whatever. But in the end, the human counts. And it is how a company reacts, in which human way on things, where you see that there is a special mindset, a mindset of respectfulness, of awareness, of feedback giving, of constructive criticizing, of all these points which are important, of a special way of looking at humans, or of a special, we say in German, Menschenbild. So to fully embrace future skills, we need to shift our mindset from traditional education and career path to a more flexible, continuous learning approach. Historically, education has been viewed as a one-time event. You go to school, maybe attend university, and then you work in the same field for the rest of your life. And maybe you have, as me, some of these leaders in mind, which are saying, okay, there I am. I did all this shit, and now I'm here. Now it's your turn to do this. I'm not working anymore. You have to do that. But this was the leader. This is the old leadership, the old traditional leadership. We moved to a more flexible, continuous learning approach. This model is no longer fitting in today's reality. There are different things or different topics why it's not working anymore. So take the example of a software development. 20 years ago, the skills required to be a software developer were fairly static. Today, new programming languages, frameworks, and tools emerge regularly. A developer who doesn't continuously update their skills quickly falls behind. And this is reality. And I remember also some employees in the past in the period company I've worked for 7 years. They said, oh, I'm a 42. I've learned enough. I don't want to learn the new software. Is this something which is realistic today and circumstances? No, it isn't. So we have to adapt the importance of lifelong learning. Lifelong learning is the key to personal and professional growth in this new reality. Consider the story of a mid-career professional who, after years in the corporate world, decided to learn data science through online courses. This individual was able to pivot to a new role in a growing industry, despite having a formal background in technology. The ability to embrace lifelong learning not only saved the career, but also opened up new opportunities for advancement. So lifelong learning isn't just about career survival, or it shouldn't be. It's about thriving in an ever-changing world. By continuously learning, we can stay ahead of the curve, adapt to new challenges, and contribute more meaningfully to our professions and communities. But to have in mind, it shouldn't be a must. It should be, hi, I'm able to get this. And sometimes I have to say that this importance of lifelong learners is still restricted in some heads of HR people. I'm very sorry for that, because often, for example, sustainability courses, they're offered for the people who are working in sustainability, but sustainability courses should be available for everybody. From the person who is sitting at the desk at the entrance to the person who is cleaning. I mean, for everyone, sustainability should be a must to learn it or to have the chance to learn it. And I think it's important also to understand that this lifelong learning means that everybody has chances. We, with our in the box eyes, often see somebody in a special angle. okay, he has studied this and that, he worked in this and this, so he should work in this and that until the end. But maybe he or she want to do something completely different. So future skills is not only the skill set itself, it is also the ability to think outside the box. Think outside the box if it comes to your own skill set, if it comes to your own learning, but also if it comes in education, further education about that, what you say about other people. And the ones from you who are in education or in psychology knows maybe the Rosenthal-Jacobson experiment in the past, where in this experiment, younger kids were said that they're better or that they're doing worse. And depending on this evaluation, on this feedback, they behaved like that. So the ones which were motivated by being said, hey, you're doing great, did even better, and vice versa. What does it say to us? It says that lifelong learning doesn't only mean the learning itself. It means also the following sidestep skills, just as motivation, self-motivation, but also the ability of us how to treat others. And it's important that we don't talk just about respect and awareness, but it is important that we know and understand how to put this into everyday's life, because this is important and this makes a difference. And this shows really how authentic you are. Authentic is not something you should learn. Authentic is something you maybe learn by unlearn. How it is to wear a mask every day and to just do what people expect from you because you are fulfilling a role. So if we look into future skills and sustainability, we see that there's a huge chance to promoting sustainability through future skills. Future skills are crucial for promoting sustainability. One clear example is in the field of environmental management. Climate change is one of the biggest challenges of our time, and it requires innovative solutions. Engineers and scientists equipped with future skills are developing new technologies like carbon capture and storage or renewable energy systems to combat climate change. These innovations require deep understanding of not only the technical aspects, but also the ethical implications and long-term impacts on our planet. And I think this is important because sustainability is often only seen as a kind of green, but it's forgotten that it has to be embedded and lived in the company's culture, just as in each and every company. But it's super important also that it has to embed it in the social component. In the past, it was often seen as a kind of greenwashing. It's diversity, culture, all these topics where the people say, oops, what is this about? It's just nothing. I mean, what counts are the numbers. And it's a shame that you have to define first the KPIs as a kind of must to let the people see how important the facts and the results are. But anyway, the people are like that. So give them what they need to let them understand what is necessary. And therefore, it is important that we drive the social social column of sustainability very much, as if we leave the people behind, there's no way of living sustainability and to make the world planet a better place. So it is important that people understand that sustainability is not just environment-friendly technology or a sustainability report or just saving energy. It is also about the people. A part of sustainability is, in my and from my eyes, how you eat, how you move, how you think, how you act. So for me, sustainability starts with the thinking. It starts with eating, with buying. It starts with every small little thing, what is part of your daily life, and not only your work life, but also your private life. And therefore, I think that sustainability needs that what Future Skills is approaching, the holistic thinking and the collaborative acting. This is what sustainability makes sustainable. And we nowadays see, this is a bit of shame, that people understood sustainability just in this column. Green, regulations, Lieferketten-Sorgfaltspflichtengesetz, CSRD, All these things which are not always really positive in the heads of the what does sustainability needs and profitize from a future skill? It needs and profitize with this holistic approach. And this is super important. I can't say it often enough. It is this holistic approach which is making sustainability sustainable. And if we don't do it in companies, if we don't do it privately, then we don't live sustainability, and then sustainability has no chance to be part of this, making a planet a better place. So this is important, and it needs also from us a completely different thinking. It needs an innovative thinking for sustainability, sustainable solutions. It's a realm of resource management. So companies are increasingly looking for to future skills to drive efficiency and reduce waste. For instance, the circular economy model, where resources are reused and recycled rather than disposed of, relies heavily on creative problem solving and critical thinking. A business that embraces this model might develop a new product line made entirely from recycled materials, reducing its environmental footprint and setting a standard for others in the industry. But what is missing? I just said it's promoting, it's innovative thinking. But by cultivating these skills, we're not just addressing current environmental issues, we're laying the foundation for a more sustainable future. So it's all about this holistic thinking and acting, but it's not enough. For driving social and economic change, we need to leverage future skills to address social challenge. Future skills are not only essential for economic success, but also for driving social change, as I just said. For example, digital literacy can be a powerful tool in reducing inequality. In developing countries, access to education has historically been limited, particularly in rural areas. However, with the rise of online learning platforms, individuals in these regions can now access the same quality. This democratization of education is helping to bridge the gap between different social economic groups. And fostering economic resilience in the context of global economy, future skills are vital for fostering resilience and growth. Consider the rapid rise of remote work accelerated by the COVID-19 pandemic. Companies that had already embraced digital transformation were able to pivot quickly and continue operating while others struggled. Employees who were proficient in digital tools and had the adaptability to work from anywhere became indispensable. The shift not only ensured business continuity, but also opened up new economic opportunities, such as the growth of the gig economy. So moreover, in the regions heavily dependent on industry vulnerable to disruption, such as manufacturing, retraining workers in new skills like coding, data analysis, or renewable energy can revitalize local economies. By investing in future skills, we can create more resilient economies that are better equipped to handle shocks and adapt to change. And it's important, as you can see from here, that social is not just the idea of diversity and culture for the whole company and as a company culture. It is individually seen super important to give the people a more idea what resilience means and a strength to play this path. Important is to empower also our next generation. Empower also you. We have to integrate future skills into education. To prepare the next generation for the challenges and opportunities of the future, we must integrate future skills into education systems. This is not just about adding more courses in technology or business. It's about fostering a mindset of curiosity, critical thinking, and innovation from a young age. For example, Finland's education system is often cited as one of the best in the world. One reason for this is its focus on holistic development, where students are encouraged to explore a wide range of subjects and develop skills that go beyond academic knowledge. They learn to collaborate, think critically, and solve real-world problems, skills that are invaluable in today's world. So there you see in which direction the future skills goes. And the strategies for educators, employers, and policymakers is that educators can adopt project-based learning where students work on real-world problems, collaborating across disciplines to find solutions. This approach not only teaches technical skills, but also develops teamwork, communication, and critical thinking. Employers can create learning environments within their organizations, offering opportunities for employees to upskill and reskill continuously. So, for example, IBM's New Collar initiative focuses on hiring individuals based on skills rather than degrees, and then providing them with the training they need to succeed in their careers. Policymakers also have a crucial role to play. They can support initiatives that make education more accessibly and aligned with the needs of the future economy. This could involve investing in vocational training programs or creating partnerships between schools, business, and governments to ensure that the workforce is prepared for the jobs of tomorrow. So, what should we do? The urgency of adopting a new mindset. In conclusion, the need to adapt a new mindset and embrace future skills is urgent. It is not a nice to be, it should be a must. The pace of change is only accelerating, and the challenge we face from environmental degradation to economic inequality are becoming more complex. By cultivating the future skills, we can not only adapt those changes, but also shape a better future for ourselves and generations to come. So I encourage each of you, whether you're an individual, a business leader, or policymaker, to take proactive steps in cultivating these skills. Invest in your own education, support the learning of others, and advocate for systems that prioritize these critical competencies. Together, ensure we can create a world that is not only resilient and sustainable, but also equitable and full of opportunity for all. Therefore, we should not only change our mindset, we also should our heart. And this is important because sustainability and future skills is not just a logical part and analytical part. It is also about our emotions, about our emotional activities, about our motivation, about our respect to the work others do, and our respect about others being different to us. So let's embrace the challenges together, and let's build a future worth living in. Thank you.
Thank you, Anabel. Thank you so much for giving us this overview on future skills, change of mindset, on the connection with sustainability. In the meantime, there were some questions coming in now, so I can already anticipate some. From my side, and connecting to the question also of Sabir that is coming here. So in our cohort, for example, we have a lot of entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, who mainly coming from Africa, the Africa region. And for example, they're dealing with some specific challenges, like how to empower young communities to reforest, for reforestation, or they're trying to work on empowering smallholder farmers to do more sustainable agriculture, or they are working, for example, to empower young people in working in impact organizations. So the question that comes to us is what specific, because from social business, we always tell them, for example, that system thinking is a very important, for example, future skill, creativity, because you need to see new solutions in a new way. So we always tell them that these are the important future skills, but what other future skills you think could be relevant for them, and to connect it also to the question of Janine. Where can people find more resources? How to follow your work in general?
Sorry, can you repeat the last sentence?
And the last sentence is more and where can people find, for example, resources on what future skills are fundamental for social entrepreneurs, and where can people follow your work? this?
So if you want to follow my work, then you'll find a lot of things on my website. It's Anabel Ternès. And if you look for further, then I'm running a radio show, a weekly radio show, which is about empowering, bringing everyone in the power. It is a 1 hour radio show every Friday. You can look into the archive. If you check radio and my name, then you will find it. You will find there the Audible version, and we are currently working also on the video versions to upload all of them. And I think it is super interesting because I'm interviewing their outstanding personalities about their path to where they are. And it's about a path with challenges, with falling down, which getting up again. It is a lot about future skills in the end, because it is about true, authentic, passionate, motivating personalities, which I'm interviewing, from Gabriele Andreoli, whose mission is to find medicine to solve malaria, to Marcelo Garcia, who's fasting 150 days a year and giving away half of everything he earned to people who need it, organizing World Economy Forum, Davos, sessions with kids and youth to give them new ideas on what they can do to drive the world for the better. So I think it's important to see role models, and these people can find there on the radio show, and you will hear more from me. But also, if you want to check my books, in January, my new book will be published about what we can do for ourselves with driving our future skills better in a way that keep us young, vital, with a very gameful and childish way to just comfort first us, but not in an egoistic way, but also seeing the holistic thing, seeing our potential. And I think this is important. And I'm writing a lot about sustainability leadership. And this, I mean, not only as a kind of sustainable leadership of others, but also of yourself. I think each of us is a leader. How many people you have under you or besides you, you're responsible for you, or if it's just you. Sometimes it's enough to have just us to be responsible for that. And this is a high gift to be able for that. And make it good, make it even better. That is a lifelong challenge, I guess. So therefore, it helps us to look also in the mirror, to asking us questions we don't want to be asked. And then you find also a lot in yourself, which gives you the answers, what is necessary for you to go next.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We will share more resources and all the website with all of you, the website of Anabel as well, with all the resources. Do we have any more questions from the audience? For me, like, if you had to like mention the future skills that, for example, like come to your mind when you think about really like social entrepreneurs, and what are the like skills that people should focus on, in your opinion?
I think it is super important to have a huge package of resilience in your backpack first. To be, on the one hand, very sensitive and what the market needs, what the people need, but on the other hand, be resilient against people who only want to criticize you, who are not understanding you, who are attacking you in your idea of doing good. Important is then, of course, to have also some skills of understanding what you do. Am I the only one who's doing similar things? Am I alone? Who could be my competitor? What is the business model behind? Because I think it's important, even if we're talking about social entrepreneurship, to be very open about the cost factor. I have started several social organizations, and it was for me a kind of no-go first to talk about numbers, to talk about cost, to talk about finance, to talk about business model. But it is so important because if you don't talk about this first and think just about sponsoring money or money you get from this and that, I mean, that's okay. But you are a kind of people who are standing at the side of the street holding the hand and then, can you give me please a little bit of money? How great is it if you're offering something which is something that people like to pay for because they see a value? And this is important. Never try to be the one who just asks for money. Can you please be the one who offers something where the people know that this is great what you're doing and where you can ask for money? It is not something which is money here and social there. It belongs together in our word. And it's important to bring social in our word, that money is not taking the hand over. And in addition, I think it's important to have a positive mind. Whatever happens, it's important that you keep the head up and that you understand the challenges are there, yes. And it's not because you're not looking there that they are disappearing. It's important that you accept them and try to learn from them, and that you never let other people take you down, never. And that you always try to be respectful for others, thankful for others, and do your things with love, because love is a gift, and thankfulness, which can keep you up or wherever you are and in every situation. I mean, by myself, I had situations where I didn't know from facts and reality if I survived the next days. But I was thankful in these situations for every little moment. And with love, I stepped into the next moment. And that helped me surviving and even more, getting even stronger with that. It would be also mine. It could be also yours when people are asking you why you are doing something social. I mean, I had this question for so often where people said, can't you make something real, which really gaining profit? They're just in profit making. I think it's important, more important than ever, that we understand that we should do everything what we do in a impactful, sustainable, and respectful way, whatever we do. And that everything we do should be also social, because social, it's also us. So by feeding others, we feed also us and this heart here. And it's important that we understand that one of these things which is different to machines, to AI, is our heart. Is that what we are feeling here? And it's not something which is a kind of being minor because of that. It means that we are greater because of that. And this is something we have to understand.
Thank you so much, Anabel. I think like this last like answer really like closes perfectly our like workshop for today, and it brings us back to reconnecting with ourselves and with the nature that we saw also in the previous session. If there's going to be more questions, maybe we send them over. Do you have some last remarks, Anabel? Otherwise, I would close the session for today. It was so great to have you.
Thank you. Maybe one comment. I think it's important that we all have this hygiene of ourselves, that we understand that we are not just this analytic human, but that we are consisting of the logical, analytical part, the mindset, and also the heart. This is always important. It is that we accept that we are more than that, and that we accept our greatness. And then we accept, on the other hand, that greatness doesn't mean that we know everything. Greatness means that we know that we can ask all the time, that we should be always open with open eyes in the world, and that this makes us human. And if we want peace in the world, we are the ones who have to start first. And peace starts here in ourselves. It's not starting if I look at others and criticizing what they do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anabel. Thank you.
It was a pleasure being here with you. So maybe one further word, if you want to follow me, if you want to learn more from me, I'm here at WeQ, of course. I'm here at Friends of Social Business, of course. And I hope that I will see many of you also in live. And Otherwise, if you want to follow me, you can check out something on LinkedIn. I'm running there the magazine Green View Insights, that's free of charge, and maybe you're interested to learn more about what we can do for the better with sustainability.
Thank you very much. Great. So thank you again, Anabel. Thank you everyone who was here today, who was here also like on Monday. We will share all the resources with you. We will share also more resources that can be relevant for your specific projects. I'm in touch with some of you for the coaching sessions as well. And with this, we close the workshop series, and we see each other in our like coaching programs and in other programs. So have a lovely afternoon ahead, or evening for those of you which are more like an evening time. And thank you again, everyone, and Professor Anabel.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, bye.